Chapter 4. The serpent swallows its tail and chokes on it. Did she just... Rodriguez started. Jump out a 30th floor window? Yes. Raven ran to the window expecting to see Diana's body painted across the sidewalk like the world's most disturbing Jackson Pollock. Instead, he saw her dangling from a window washing platform 2 floors down, looking sheepish. I immediately regret this decision, Diana called up. That's the most sensible thing anyone said in this entire case, Raven muttered. He turned to Rodriguez. Call the fire department. Tell them we need a rescue. Again, they're going to start charging us frequent flyer miles. While Rodriguez made the call, Raven's brain finally started connecting dots like a child's activity book written by someone with a PhD in overthinking. Diana had the 4th coin. Diana designed the security. Diana knew all the victims. Diana was either the world's most obvious suspect or the world's most convenient red herring. His phone rang, because of course it did. Having fun, detective? The electronically disguised voice of the accountant sounded amused, like a robot watching cat videos. I see you found my final gift. All 4 coins, the complete key to Ouroboros. In exactly 1 hour and 7 minutes, you'll need them. To stop the financial meltdown? To cause it. Did you really think you were the hero in this story? Oh, detective, you're the delivery system. You've been collecting the keys for me. The line went dead, which was really becoming this killer's signature move. Raven looked at the 4 coins in his hand, feeling like the world's most gullible detective, which, given his track record, wasn't entirely inaccurate. We need to get back to the station, Rodriguez said, pocketing her phone. Fire department's getting Diana, and Kirby says he's found something huge about the coins. Huge like, this changes everything, or huge like, we're all doomed. He used the phrase paradigm shift, so probably both. They made it back to the station in record time, which in Crimson City meant only 3 near accidents and 1 actual fender bender that they pretended didn't happen. Diana was already there, looking damp from her window washing platform, adventure enwrapped in a shark blanket that made her look like a caffeinated burrito. I can explain, she said as they entered. Please don't, Raven said. Every explanation in this case has just made things more confusing. I'm starting to miss the simple days of regular murders. You know, husband kills wife, wife kills husband, everyone kills the mailman. Why does everyone kill the mailman? Rodriguez asked. He knows what he did. Kirby appeared like an over-caffeinated ghost, practically vibrating with excitement. Okay, south the coins. Together they don't just control Ouroboros, they are Ouroboros. The entire system was designed to consolidate into these 4 drives. Whoever has them can either stabilize the market or crash everything at 2:47 p.m., Raven finished. He checked his watch. 1:40 p.m. Just over an hour. But why that specific time? Because, said a familiar voice from the doorway, that's when the Federal Reserve's daily settlement cycle completes. Maximum impact. Minimum recovery time. Everyone turned to see Monica Chen standing there, still impeccably dressed despite the chaos of the day. She walked in with the confidence of someone who had just won a game Everyone else didn't know they were playing. Miss Chen? Raven's hand moved to his weapon. What are you doing here? Revealing myself, obviously. She smiled, and it was the kind of smile that sharks would find unsettling. Though I prefer my title, the accountant. But you're not disguising your voice, Rodriguez pointed out, because someone had to address the obvious plot hole. Voice modulators are so cliché, Monica said with a dismissive wave. Besides, the real twist isn't who I am. It's who you are, Lisa. Everyone turned to look at Rodriguez, who sighed deeply and pulled off her face. No, wait, that would be ridiculous. She just sighed deeply and pulled out her badge, which was somehow worse. Federal Agent Lisa Rodriguez, Financial Crimes Division, she said, her entire demeanor shifting from eager rookie to seasoned professional. I've been undercover for 6 months tracking the Ouroboros conspiracy. What? Raven's voice cracked like a teenager asking someone to prom. You're a Fed? But you brought me coffee. Good coffee, Rodriguez corrected. Because unlike your department's swamp water, the federal government can afford decent beans. This is about coffee now? Diana interjected from her shock blanket burrito. It's never just about coffee, Raven said darkly. Monica slow clapped, because villains loved their dramatic gestures. Brilliant performance, Agent Rodriguez. But you're too late. I have what I need. She held up 4 coins. Raven looked at his hand. He still had 4 coins. Wait, what? Copies, Monica explained patiently, like she was teaching a particularly slow child about shapes. Diana made them for me. Didn't you, partner? Diana stood up, shedding her shock blanket to reveal a perfectly pressed suit underneath. Sorry, detective. The window jump was improvised, but the rest, all planned. Monica and I have been working together from the beginning. But you were terrified, Raven protested. I have a theater degree, Diana shrugged. Finally got to use it. Raven's head was spinning like a disco ball in a hurricane. So let me get this straight. Rodriguez is a federal agent. Monica is the accountant. Diana is her accomplice, which means the only real person in this entire case is... You, detective, Monica confirmed. The perfect patsy. Disgraced cop with a drinking problem and a reputation for bending the rules. When the financial system crashes in, she checked her designer watch. 53 minutes. Guess whose fingerprints are all over the murder weapons? Raven thought back. He touched everything. The coins, the knife from Ashwood's collection, even the Newton's cradle. He'd contaminated every crime scene like it was his job. Which technically it wasn't. But why? He asked. Because someone had to. Why crash the system? Monica's expression turned serious. Because sometimes you have to burn down a corrupt system to build a better one. Every victim was dirty. Ashwood was laundering money for cartels. Webb was selling insider information. Walsh was embezzling from pension funds. They built Ouroboros to facilitate their crimes, but I turned it into their punishment. That's vigilante justice, Rodriguez said. That's justice, period, Monica countered. The legal system wouldn't touch them. too rich, too connected. So I became their accountant in a different way, balancing the books with bullets. That's actually pretty clever wordplay, Kirby commented. Everyone glared at him. What? I appreciate a good pun. Raven's phone rang. Unknown number. He answered it on speaker because at this point, why not? Detective Blackstone? It was Captain Morrison. Where the hell are you? And why does my computer say you've been transferring department funds to an offshore account? I haven't, Raven started. Also, there's a SWAT team heading your way. Apparently someone reported you as an armed and dangerous suspect in a financial terrorism plot. You've got about 5 minutes before they arrive. The line went dead. Everyone's lines always went dead at dramatic moments in this story. 5 minutes, Monica mused. Just enough time for you to realize you have two choices, detective. Take the fall for everything, or... She held up a USB drive. Help me finish what we started. What's on the drive? Evidence. Every crime those three committed. Every life they destroyed. Every dollar they stole. Plug this into the Ouroboros system instead of crashing it, and the evidence goes to every major news outlet and law enforcement agency in the world. But people will still lose money, Rodriguez pointed out. Some will, Monica admitted, but the funds will be traceable. Recoverable. It's the difference between justice and revenge. Raven looked at the USB drive, then at the coins in his hand, then at his watch. 2:03 p.m. 44 minutes to decide the fate of the global financial system. No pressure. This is insane, he said. Welcome to Crimson City, Diana replied, where the weather is bipolar and the murder plots are unnecessarily complex. Through the window, they could hear sirens approaching. The SWAT team was early because apparently everyone in this story had issues with timing except the killer. Decide, detective, Monica said. Hero or patsy? Justice or jail? Raven made his choice. He ate one of the coins. What are you doing? Everyone screamed in unison. Improvising, Raven shouted back, immediately regretting his decision as the USB drive went down his throat. If I'm going down, I'm taking the evidence with me. That's not how evidence works, Rodriguez protested. Also, those are electronic devices, Kirby added helpfully. The stomach acid will... The door exploded inward as SWAT arrived, because subtle entrances were so last season. Smoke filled the room as officers in tactical gear swarmed in, shouting commands that all blended together into one authoritative word: salad. Everyone down. Hands where we can see them. Stop resisting. We have you surrounded. Would you like fries with that? Okay, maybe not that last one. In the chaos, Monica made her move. She lunged for Raven's remaining coins, but Diana tackled her in a move that would have made her theater degree proud. Rodriguez pulled out a second badge that said Triple Agent, which made no sense, but sounded cool. Nobody move, she shouted. I'm actually working for, someone even more secret than the federal government. The Illuminati? Kirby suggested. Sure, why not? Rodriguez agreed. Raven, meanwhile, was having a medical emergency from eating electronics, which was exactly as pleasant as it sounded. The SWAT team seemed unsure whether to arrest him or call an ambulance. And then, at exactly 2:47 p.m., something extraordinary happened. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The financial markets didn't crash. The world didn't end. The only sound was Raven's stomach making angry noises about its new electronic diet. "I don't understand," Monica said from the floor where Diana had her pinned. "The system should have triggered by now." "About that," Kirby said, raising his hand like a student with a really awkward question. "I may have accidentally unplugged the Ouroboros server 20 minutes ago. My bad. I needed to charge my phone." Everyone stared at him. "You unplugged a global financial weapon to charge your phone?" Monica's voice had reached a pitch that probably violated several noise ordinances. "It was at 2%, Kirby defended. "You know how annoying that red battery icon is." And that's how the great Ouroboros conspiracy ended. Not with a bang or a whimper, but with a tech specialist who prioritized his phone battery over global economic terrorism. The SWAT team, thoroughly confused, arrested everyone just to be safe. Raven was rushed to the hospital to have the USB coin surgically removed, during which the doctors found 3 other things he'd apparently swallowed over the years, including a Monopoly thimble and a key to a lock he'd forgotten existed. Monica Chen was charged with 3 counts of murder, though her lawyer argued for justifiable homicide on the grounds that anyone who used Comic Sans deserved it. The jury was reportedly considering it. Diana Price got a book deal and a Netflix series about her experience, though she had to change all the names for legal reasons. She called it Serpent's Lunch, and it was terrible, but in a watchable way. Agent Rodriguez returned to her federal job, where she was immediately assigned to investigate a conspiracy involving cryptocurrency, butterflies, and a detective who insisted everyone was trying to kill the mailman. Kirby got promoted to head of IT security, where his first act was to change all passwords from password 123 to password 124. Progress. As for Detective Raven Blackstone, he returned to his desk at the Crimson City Police Department, where a new case was already waiting. Something about missing garden gnomes that were probably involved in international espionage. But that's a story for another day. A worse day. The end. Final author's note. This novel is dedicated to everyone who made it this far. Your tolerance for bad writing is either admirable or concerning. Special thanks to the concept of plausibility, which we murdered repeatedly throughout this story. Remember, kids, don't eat USB drives, don't trust anyone named the accountant, and always check if your partner is secretly a federal agent before sharing your coffee. If you enjoyed this story, please don't. It's terrible. That was literally the point. P.S. The real Ouroboros was the friends we betrayed along the way. P.P.S. Just kidding. It was definitely the cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme.